We usually think of monsters as creatures that are huge and clearly visible. But one Australian woman and her doctor had a very different monstrous experience.
In 2021, a 64-year-old woman in New South Wales, Australia, arrives at the hospital. For 3 weeks, she suffered from abdominal pain, a dry cough, and night sweats. Tests reveal lesions in the woman's lungs, liver, and spleen, and a very high white blood cell count, suggesting that her body's fighting off an infection.
But the search for a cause comes up empty. Doctors can't find any sign of an infection, bacterial, viral, or fungal. Eventually, the woman's conditions begin to improve, but then they take a nosedive.
She's experiencing symptoms that include forgetfulness, difficulty processing thoughts, and she's even experiencing pretty severe depression. When an MRI is performed, it shows something concerning. There appears to be a lesion in the woman's right frontal lobe.
To figure out what it is, surgeons perform a biopsy, and what they find is astonishing.
When Dr. Hari Priya Bondi removes part of the patient's skull to access the brain, she sees something strange.
She describes it as a string-like structure embedded in the patient's brain. It's red, but too pale to be a blood vessel. She grabs it with her surgical tools, and she starts to pull. And then it starts to move.
Dr. Bondi can't believe her eyes. There's a worm in her patient's brain and it's still alive.
The medical team removes a 3-inch long worm and sends it to a parasite specialist. It turns out to be an Ophidascaris robertsi, a species of roundworm commonly found in pythons.
So just how did a python parasite end up inside this woman's brain?
An investigation reveals that the patient lives next to a lake that is inhabited by carpet pythons.
Now, the patient had never had any direct contact with pythons, but she did collect spinach that grew around the lake, which she used in her cooking.
Doctors and scientists believe that a python may have shed the parasite into the grass through its feces, and then eggs of the parasite could have been transferred from the grass into the woman's home, where it could have infected food or been on kitchen tools.
Once ingested, the roundworm eggs hatched larvae that burrowed into the host's stomach wall. The larvae would usually stay near the stomach, but this roundworm may have burrowed to other organs in confusion, causing the lesions in her liver. From there, it migrated up to the head.
It turns out roundworms are incredibly resilient and they're able to survive in a wide range of environments, and apparently including a human brain.
The patient is immediately treated, and her symptoms finally begin to subside, and she makes a full recovery.
Thankfully, this kind of infection can't be transmitted between people, so there won't be a roundworm pandemic anytime soon. But it's a cautionary tale for all of us to carefully watch and wash what you eat.
Something taking over your brain is a nightmare, but what if it took over your whole body?
In 2021, a film crew is making a nature documentary about the harsh conditions British wildlife face in the winter. They're shooting around the grounds of Castle Espa in Northern Ireland in an old abandoned gunpowder shed. And as they're looking around, they see a dead spider hanging from the ceiling.
Now, it's not particularly unusual to find a dead spider, but this documentary crew are keen observers of wildlife.
Volunteers from a local wetlands conservation group are assisting the filmmakers, and they notice something strange about this dead spider. First, it's an orb weaver spider. These are usually found in deep, dark caves, not in man-made spaces.
Even weirder, the spider has a lacy white fungus erupting out of its body.
Intrigued, the team sends a photo to fungus expert Dr. Harry Evans.
When he looks closely at the spider, Evans is surprised. It looks like the fungus has infested the spider, eating it from the inside out.
This isn't just an infection, it's a hostile takeover. And he believes it's never been seen before.
After the film project is over, Evans requests a sample of the dead spider. And he then puts together a team to look for more of them.
They hunt for evidence near caves, and sure enough, they find more of these orb weaver spiders that have crawled out of the darkness.
Though orb weavers naturally prefer dark, dank, tight spaces, something in the fungus is compelling them to go towards the light before they die.
What the crew has stumbled upon is no ordinary fungus. It's something much more diabolical.
The fungus doesn't just destroy its host, it manipulates it. It works by flooding the spider's system with mind-altering chemicals like dopamine, which can control its movement and also helps create a false sense of feeling good.
The hijacked spiders leave their lair and fulfill the parasite's wishes by moving closer to the mouth of the cave before dying. This is so the air currents can better disperse the spores to find new victims.
It's like the fungus is turning the spiders into zombies.
Similar parasitic fungi have been found to attack wasps and ants, but this is the first time it's ever been found in a stronger, more resilient animal.
The research team has continued to examine the fungus, trying to understand its origin and whether it might have beneficial applications in agriculture or medicine.
After all, whatever the fungus is doing to control the spider's brain, it's extraordinary. There's even speculation that it could potentially provide new treatments for diseases like Alzheimer's.
While it's nice to look on the bright side of finding a zombie spider fungus, one unsettling fact remains. 95% of the fungus species on the planet have yet to be discovered.
So if nature has already created a zombie spider fungus, who's to say there isn't out there somewhere a zombie human fungus just waiting to be found?